There's a lot of rumors flying around about this Deontay Wilder Dazn situation. And one of the rumors is that Dazn have offered Deontay Wilder a 2 or 3 fight deal worth a reported $50 million. But the catch is that the Anthony Joshua fight is not part of that deal. Now, again, this is just a rumor. Nothing has been officially confirmed, but boxing fans, being as notoriously reactionary as they are, they've been making judgment calls based upon this rumor. Some of them are saying, well, this proves that Anthony Joshua don't want the Deontay Wilder fight, because why wouldn't the Joshua Wilder fight be part of this offer that's been made to Wilder by Dazn? Proves that Anthony Joshua's been ducking all along. Well, let's just think about this logically, shall we? Deontay Wilder has categorically stated on numerous occasions that if he is to sign with Dazn, Eddie Hearn can have absolutely no part of the deal whatsoever. This is what Deontay Wilder has said. Well, there's a problem there, isn't there? Because Eddie Hearn is Anthony Joshua's promoter. He has contractual rights and obligations with regards to negotiating fights on Anthony Joshua's behalf and promoting fights on his behalf. Contractual rights and obligations. So Eddie Hearn 100% has to be part of any Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight when it comes to the negotiation process. At the very least, he has to be. So Wilder's bizarre stipulation that Eddie Hearn can have no part of the negotiation process is going to hold up the negotiation process. So if you were John Skipper of Dazn, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, let's put the AJ Wilder negotiations on the back burner for now, and let's try and get a deal done with Wilder to fight on Dazn for his next couple fights, to sweet him up a little bit, pay him more money than he's ever been paid before, welcome him to the platform, make him feel at home. And then once we have his confidence, then maybe we can revisit the Anthony Joshua fight at a later date and try and negotiate the deal. Now, Eddie Hearn has said that John Skipper is going to be the one to basically mediate, because he doesn't believe that he can do a deal directly with Wilder's team, because there's a lot of bad blood there. So John Skipper in the middle mediating, which is very silly, isn't it? That these experienced businessmen can't sit down and actually get a deal done. But maybe Deontay Wilder is the problem, because he appears to have taken the failed negotiations for the AJ fight very, very personally for some bizarre reason. I've never personally seen anything like it before in boxing, where Wilder is saying that Eddie Hearn has put him through so much, and, you know, what exactly has Eddie Hearn put him through? Why is Deontay Wilder so emotionally put out? Has Eddie Hearn ripped him off? I mean, what's he done? Deontay Wilder, this guy who acts like he came up the hard way and he's been struggling, I'm not so sure about that, because he behaves like a spoiled teenager or something. You know, like one of those rich girls from California, rich teenage girl from California somewhere, spoiled, and her dad doesn't buy her the latest Gucci bag for $25,000. And so she throws some kind of tantrum, hissy fit, and says that she hates her parents and never wants to see them again. That's the way Deontay Wilder is behaving with regards to Eddie Hearn. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. What exactly has Eddie Hearn done to Deontay Wilder to make Wilder so emotional? He's just acting like a complete emotional wreck. That's how Wilder's behaving. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in boxing. But because of Wilder's childish attitude, the Joshua fight, they're going to need John Skipper to mediate. So I guess Eddie Hearn won't be able to send contracts directly to Team Wilder. He'll have to give the contracts or tell John Skipper what he wants to be in the contract. And then Wilder's team are going to have to tell John Skipper. And then Skipper's going to have to, go back and forth between the two parties. Very sad and silly that it has to be like that. But it is what it is. If that's what it takes to get the fight done, then I'm all for it. But like I say, knowing that process is going to take several months, and Dazn, you could imagine, are thinking, again, let's just do a deal with Deontay Wilder right now, and we can revisit the AJ negotiations down the line, because those negotiations are going to take a very long time. We're not going to be able to get that deal done in the next couple of weeks involving an AJ fight. So we're going to have to defer that for now, put it on the back burner. So that's my take on these rumors that the Dazn deal that Wilder is potentially doing, or the offer that he's been made by Dazn, doesn't involve an AJ fight. Those are my thoughts on it. Again, Eddie Hearn is Anthony Joshua's promoter. He has contractual rights and obligations. Deontay Wilder, by the way, doesn't have a promoter. Lou DiBella is not Deontay Wilder's promoter. Al Heyman, officially, contractually, is not Deontay Wilder's promoter. Shelly Finkel is not Deontay Wilder's promoter. JD's is not Deontay Wilder's promoter. Deontay Wilder does not have a promoter. Anthony Joshua does, and his promoter has contractual rights and obligations. Facts. So he has to be part. There's no other way. There's no way out of it. He has to be part of any negotiation process. In boxing, when a fighter has a contract with a promoter, the only way that promoter is not going to be involved in negotiations for a particular fight is if the fight goes to a purse bid and the other side wins the purse bid. At that point, the promoter who has lost the purse bid has to take a back seat. Now, he still gets a cut of his fighter's money, but other than that, to my knowledge, he has little to no input in terms of what happens for that show, because the contract is already drafted up by the sanctioning body in terms of the split that you're going to get, and the show is then owned by the side who wins the purse bid. They get to decide where the fight is going to be, what network it's going to be on, all of that stuff. But that's probably not going to happen here, is it, with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder? Eddie Hearn keeps saying he is a partner with Dazn, and certainly Hearn's position at Dazn doesn't look as strong as it did when they first launched the platform, because according to Hearn, he was supposed to be the one and only promoter on the platform. But since that time, Golden Boy have done their own deal with Dazn, and Triple G and Triple G Promotions have now done their own deal with Dazn. And now you've got Deontay Wilder, maybe Al Heyman doing a deal with Dazn, potentially. Because that's one of the things that does interest me. If Wilder does a Dazn deal for several fights, who's going to be promoting those fights? Are they going to be on Golden Boy shows? Are they going to be Lou DiBella shows? Like, who's going to be doing the promotion for those fights? But they're certainly not going to be Matchroom shows, are they? Because Deontay Wilder would never sign a deal where he's being promoted by Eddie Hearn, because he has this irrational and bizarre hatred for Hearn, as if Hearn has ripped him off for hundreds of millions of dollars or something. Hearn has never done anything like that. Hearn actually has a pretty good reputation when it comes to the way he treats fighters. I'm sure there are fighters out there who are unhappy with Hearn, but name me one fighter who's been in a legal battle with Eddie Hearn. Name me one. You can't. But I can name you several fighters who have been in legal battles with Bob Arum. I can name you several fighters who have been in legal battles with Frank Warren. I can name you several fighters who have been in legal battles with the Goosens. I can name you several fighters who have been in legal battles with the Sauerlands. I can name you several fighters who... You understand where I'm going with this? So there are so many promoters out there who have had legal battles with fighters, and fighters have accused them of ripping them off or not paying them on time, all kinds of other stuff. But you don't hear those kind of accusations being leveled at Eddie Hearn. So what has Hearn done to Wilder, which is so bad, to make him behave like this in such a childish fashion? The problem, from what I can see as an outsider looking in, is not Eddie Hearn. The problem is Deontay Wilder. He's a very emotional character, and an emotional person is a very easy person to manipulate because they can't think straight. And if you know how to push their buttons, you can get them to behave in exactly the way that you want to some extent. I mean, if you're the promoter of a Deontay Wilder and you want Wilder to trust your judgment and not the judgment of the rival promoter, then all you need to do is whisper in his ear and tell him things about the rival promoter that will get him mad. And all of a sudden he's crazy and he's angry and he's emotionally upset. And so if you're the one who's been whispering in his ear, you get the result that you want. You know, so Deontay Wilder just comes across as a very emotional character, can't think straight, says a lot of ridiculous things, melodramatic, extremely melodramatic. He's a drama queen at this point, Deontay Wilder. And that is going to be a problem going forward when it comes to making the Anthony Joshua fight, but hopefully not an insurmountable problem. Hopefully it's a problem which John Skipper, as mediator, can overcome and can get the two sides to reach some type of agreement. So we'll see what happens here, people. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about these rumors. And again, they are just rumors. Yeah, let me know how you feel about it all in the comment section below. And, you know, Deontay Wilder, not a smart guy, but he does have smart people in his team. You know, the Shelly Finkles, the Lou DiBellas, Al Heyman, obviously, very smart. And in fact, that's another person I forgot to mention. I can name you at least one fighter who has been involved in a legal battle with Shelly Finkel. And that fighter, of course, is Shannon Briggs. Go and listen to what Shannon Briggs said about Shelly Finkel. So again, if Deontay Wilder is making out that Eddie Hearn is the devil incarnate and that he's some kind of slave master, then why hasn't Eddie Hearn been involved in legal battles with fighters? Frank Warren has. Loads. His own manager, Wilder's own manager, Shelly Finkel, has been involved in legal battles with fighters that he was previously involved with. But Eddie Hearn hasn't. So again, look at the track record and then try to tell me where the problem is. And on top of that, if you're looking at you know, the situation from a business perspective, you don't have to like Eddie Hearn to do business with him. Don King and Bob Arum hated each other, but they still made fights together. Eddie Hearn has made fights with Al Heyman before, many fights with Al Heyman. Eddie Hearn has made fights with Frank Warren before. Eddie Hearn has made fights with Bob Arum before. Eddie Hearn has made fights with Don King before. Eddie Hearn has made fights with Lou DiBella before. I mean, he's made fights with all these people. But yet when it comes to Deontay Wilder, this emotional hillbilly is being a drama queen, throwing his toys out the pram and saying Eddie Hearn can't be involved in anything. Any fight I negotiate, any deal I do, Hearn can't be involved. I mean, that's a problem. If you're trying to make the undisputed fight, it's a big problem. So, yeah, given the fact they're dealing with this extremely immature individual, you know, it's going to take time. So maybe they're just looking to do a short-term deal with Wilder for now. and then revisit the AJ negotiations at a later date. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.